Hi, I'm here. This is me. This is the second-ish time I've tried to film this. Well, I filmed it and then I felt like it wasn't very flowy and it didn't really work very well, so I felt like I was stuttering over my points and kept backtracking. So I wrote out a little guideline of what I want to talk about, and I'm just gonna give it a go. So bear with me, I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna do this. So today, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm talking about 5G and the health risks that are associated with it. This is something that is very serious, and I don't think that enough information is really, well, there's information out there, but it's not being made public knowledge. And a couple people I've spoken to are like, what the heck's that? I don't know what that is. So I figured that I would make this video for my friends and family. For those of you that are a bit curious and want to know more about what 5G is and the risks that are associated with it that will affect you if 5G gets implemented all around the world, because this is a global thing. The countries are in races right now to try and see who's going to have 5G first, which is absolutely ridiculous, but we won't get into too much of that. So first of all, let's talk about what is 5G. 5G is wireless internet. It is, you know how we have 4G, now we'll have 5G. Hopefully we won't have it, but next up is 5G. So 5G, basically just faster wireless internet, but it's also going to affect the way that smart devices communicate with each other. So it'll affect cars, lights, phones, all of that kind of stuff. So some of the benefits of 5G are faster internet, so you'll be able to send, so heavy duty things like videos will be able to be sent faster. Probably it's around at the excess of 1 gigabyte per second, or basically 10 times the speed of 4G, what we have now. So basically you could end up downloading a hour-long high-definition video in a matter of seconds, or instead of a matter of minutes. Devices will also be able to communicate differently with each other, so faster. So let's say you have a smart city, let's say you have smart light posts. So let's say someone runs a red light, that light post can send to a smart car that's about to hit that light that, hey, they need to slam on their brakes. They need to stop right now, because if they keep going, they're gonna hit a car. So it could be really cool for advancements in technology in that way. It's also going to have a greater bandwidth. So we've all experienced this when we've been at a concert or at a football game or a sport, any event where there's a lot of people. Our phones decide to not work as efficiently. That's because all of those devices are trying to either send pictures, make calls, upload pictures to Instagram, surf the internet, or whatever you're trying to do at that location, and it's overloading the network, and there's too many people trying to connect, so it just stops working basically. So with 5G, it's going to be a larger bandwidth. We wouldn't have that problem. So let's jump into what is Wi-Fi, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know what Wi-Fi actually stands for, but Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. So Wi-Fi uses radio waves to transmit information at certain frequencies, and Wi-Fi operates in the 2 to 5 gigahertz range, which is a microwave frequency. Wireless communication professionals and other telecommunication professionals have said that there is no risk with Wi-Fi, but that is simply not the case, as a lot of studies have now shown. And anyone that says otherwise is misinformed and uneducated on the topic, honestly. Especially with our wireless exposures getting to where they are now. We are constantly being bombarded with Wi-Fi, but I'll get more into that in just a moment. Numerous studies have shown that Wi-Fi and other EMFs actually cause cellular damage. They also cause changes to the testes structure and lowered sperm count. Also causes neurological and neuropsychiatric issues, apoptosis, cell death, calcium overload, oxidative stress, and free radical damage. So I'm just gonna touch on a couple of these things so you can understand what this actually does to how it affects you. So oxidative stress plays a role in most chronic human diseases. Cellular damage causes cancer, and DNA damage to sperm cells is likely to cause mutations in future generations. Apoptosis has roles in neurodegenerative disorders. My phone just ran out of storage, so I had to fix that really quickly. But where was I? Recent meta-analysis actually shows that men in countries where they're more technologically advanced, they've had a 50% decrease in sperm count inequality. Wireless and EMFs are even more of a concern for young children and babies because their skulls are smaller and thinner, and so the radiation can actually permeate and reach their brains easier. So the thing about 5G is that it doesn't travel very well. So at the moment with our 4G technology, we have big cell towers that are blasting 4G Wi-Fi long distances. But with 5G, that's just not going to be an option. And so in order for us to use 5G, we're going to have cell towers down every single street, every 3 to 5 homes. That is a lot of dense wireless radiation hitting our bodies and affecting our cells and beating our cells up. Right now, we are already constantly surrounded with electromagnetic fields from our cell phones, our laptops, our wireless internet. The list goes on, whether we're using it or not. We don't have to be using it for it to, it will constantly be sending out and receiving information at all times. Like I just said before, science has shown now that wireless radiation does affect cellular DNA. It does affect us, it does have an impact on us, and that is just with the current 4G technology that we have right now. Whether you can feel it or not, whether you're having symptoms or not, your body is being affected by these frequencies, whether you are aware of it or not. And these effects have been seen in all life forms, not just humans. So they've been seen in plants, animals, microorganisms, like it's there. In humans, there is clear evidence that it causes cancer. And so this is something that is very close to my heart, and that's why I'm trying to spread this information as much as I can, because my brother, he actually had cancer when we were younger. He had leukemia, and we used to live next to some really big cell towers. Now, I don't know if that's what caused it. I don't know what it was, but now that I've done the research and I've seen that wireless radiation can do this, I'm sure those connected towers were still putting off radiation, and it could have affected him, you know? So it definitely causes cancer. It is carcinogenic. It is a risk to human health. There's no argument about it. There's no argument on if this is safe or if it's not. It's not safe. Wi-Fi is not safe. Technology is supposed to be about advancing the human race, about helping, making our lives easier, making us stronger and better, and there comes a point where we need to reflect and see if this technology is actually doing that or if it's harming us. And at this point, there's some changes that need to be made, because right now, with the current technology that we have active, it is hurting us. It is hurting us on a mass scale, and people need to be aware of this so that we can help ourselves and empower ourselves and be healthier. And the only way that's going to happen is if you're aware of this stuff. I'm going to talk about something that might be a little bit hard for some people to wrap their heads around, because you might not have considered your body in this way, but this is science. This is how we work. So we are electrical beings. Our brain processes information electrically, and then our brain transmits information to our cells electrically, and it operates within a certain bandwidth of frequency. If you broadcast perceptions or information at a certain frequency that the brain can decode, your brain will decode it. It's not an if, it's a it will do this. And if your brain decodes that information with that certain frequency, with that certain perception attached to it, you will believe yourself to have those perceptions. So a long time ago, somebody discovered the different frequencies of different emotional states. So anger, sadness, happiness, there's a frequency for all of them. And that's why music is so important, but I won't get into that. So if we figured out how to broadcast those frequencies, if we figured out what those frequencies are, if you broadcast those frequencies at somebody, they are going to begin to have perceptions of those frequencies. And the potential for this is that you can manipulate people. Now, I'm not saying that the people that are putting up these cell towers are going to want to manipulate you, but I mean, why wouldn't they? They want you to buy more things. But let's just say that this technology does get into the wrong hands, and these cell towers are going to be everywhere. They're going to be down every single street. There is no escaping this 5G radiation, this dense Wi-Fi. Let's say someone from, who knows, maybe there's a world war. Who knows, maybe something happens and somebody that doesn't have the best interests of everyone in mind, they get a hold of this and they start blasting depressive frequencies. They start blasting frequencies of anger. People will start rioting. People will start fighting. They will be angry. They will be negative, and this is real. This isn't just a theory. The US government has actually admitted that they use this technology on the enemy. They blast frequencies that breaks the enemy's spirit, and it makes them put down their weapons. It makes them give up. And this is very real technology that is already being used. So it's the same technology that will be up and down every single street. 5G was originally created as a weapon. Look it up, do the research. It is there, it is out there, ready for you to learn. But this is a very real thing, not only just with the health complications, but also the potential effects of mass manipulation. And I think we should all be aware of this technology that is very real and very out there, and not be naive and just trust that everybody has our best intentions in mind. So what now? I very strongly believe that we are the change. I believe that if you want to see change in the world, that you must be it. Be the change you wish to see in the world is one of my favorite sayings. So step number 1, look up local petitions in your area. You can hear the traffic. Look up petitions in your local area and make sure you sign them. Send them to your family and friends. Share this information with your family and friends, because this isn't just going to affect you. You can learn to protect yourself from EMFs and the current EMFs we already have in our environments. So Jeremy Johnson, I think his name is, I have it written down. Yeah, Jeremy Johnson has awesome information about Wi-Fi and EMFs and how to protect yourself from them. So look him up, I'll leave a link below. Some simple hacks are turn off your Wi-Fi at nighttime. So if you're not using your internet, turn it off when you go to sleep, limit the amount of radiation in your home. Also turn your iPhone onto airplane mode. There's sirens. I live right by a fire station, so that's fun. But what was I saying? Oh, turn your phone onto airplane mode when you go to sleep, so you can still have your alarm. So turn that off and put it away from you. What else? Keep your laptop away from you at nighttime. Put it in another room. Nighttime, when we're sleeping, that is when our cells are regenerating. We are healing so that we can become new and fresh for the next day. And if you're around all that radiation, your cells just have to work a little bit harder. So the other solutions are that the industry needs to come up with ways that we don't need Wi-Fi. So fiber optics are a great option. It's a simple cord that you can plug into your devices, and you actually end up having faster internet. So that's an option. But yeah, it's up to the industry to develop more technology that is not going to harm us as human beings. Thank you for listening to my video, listening to me ramble for I don't even know how long this thing is. But yeah, this is bigger than me, this is bigger than you, this is about the future generations to come, and the fact that we are bringing children into this world and they have no choice but to be bombarded with this radiation. I would like to live in a world that is healthy and happy and loving, and if we continue to go the way that we're going, we are going to end up very, very sick and very, very weak and very, very dumbed down. So I hope that this information wasn't too crazy, and I hope you took something from it. I encourage you to go and look up everything on your own. Don't just believe something because I said it. Go and educate yourself on the topic. But yeah, thank you for sharing this space with me. I'm sending you all my love and all my light. Thank you.